Hey guys, it's Jeff from Pressure Luck, and I'm really excited to share this recipe with you that it's on my list for a while, but I kind of like wanted to have this inventive type of name for it, and at least I think I invented it. I didn't see it anywhere else. But you know, right now we've been spending a lot of time like in the farmlands, and there's lots of roosters and chickens and things of that nature, and often in the distance I hear a cock-a-doodle doo, and I said to myself, that's my muse, that's my inspiration. I want to make like a chicken noodle casserole, but take it to the next level, and not just call it that, but we're gonna call it, wait for it, Cock-A-Doodle Noodles. I was either noodling on that or Cock-A-Doodle Doo, but I think Cock-A-Doodle Noodles sounds better. But the best part about this is, guys, you could do this in no time at all, such little effort, and you're gonna have a meal that the entire family is going to crow over. So let's go right to the Instant Pot and get our vocal cords ready, because we're all about to let out some emotions of joy with Cock-A-Doodle Noodles. Alright, so the chicken puts the Cock-A-Doodle Doo in these noodles, and I want to take 1.5 pounds of what I prefer, a boneless, skinless chicken breast. Now, I like the thinner chicken cutlets. You can already get them pre-sliced at the market. If you have a really thick cutlet, just slice it into, you know, pieces about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch thick. And from there, I'm going to, well, after I've handled the chicken with my bare hands, you gotta clean those off. You don't wanna cross-contaminate, get the salmonella everywhere. I'm gonna dice those up into bite-sized pieces. And when we're looking like this, we are ready to go. And that's really all the prep work I gotta do. All right, let's move on. All right, now let's get cooking. I'm gonna add in 4 tablespoons or 1/2 stick of salted butter. Alright, now I want to come down to my control panel and hit the saute button and make sure I'm on the more or high setting, and then hit the start button if your model has one. If it doesn't, it'll start on its own after a few moments of doing nothing. Now once our butter's melted and beginning to bubble, I'm going to add in my chicken, as well as an optional pound of sliced baby bella mushrooms. I love these mushrooms in there. Some people don't like mushrooms, you don't have to add them. You could also just add 1/2 pound, which is 8 ounces, and by the way, 16 ounces is a pound. But if you don't add those mushrooms to the pot, I would only use 1/4 of a stick or 2 tablespoons of the salt and butter instead of 4 tablespoons or 1/2 stick. Okay, now we're gonna saute our chicken and our mushrooms for about 5 minutes until the chicken's totally white in color and the mushrooms have cooked down a bit. Now in most of my recipes, I'd say it's okay to saute until the chicken is like a pinkish white. In this situation, I want to make sure that my chicken is mostly white. There could be some pink left behind, but that's because we're not going to be pressure cooking it very long because of the type of noodles we'll be using. And that's why I wanted to slice my chicken into thinner bite-sized pieces. But 5 minutes of sauteing with a stir pretty often should totally do the trick. Alright, and here we go. After 5 minutes of sauteing, you see my chicken is mostly white. There's still a little pink to be seen, but that's totally fine, as long as we're mostly white. I'm gonna add in 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. I've become a pro of pronouncing this, although I'm sure there are some out there who are saying I'm pronouncing it wrong. And then once we add that very difficult to pronounce sauce, let's really scrape or deglaze the bottom of the pot, making sure that any brown bits come up. That's one of the joys of Worcestershire sauce. In addition to the great flavor it brings to a dish, it also is wonderful at deglazing and getting any brown bits up on the bottom of a stainless steel pot. Kind of similar to wine. Okay, and we're looking nice and clear here. You see that? Nothing stuck on there. So we're ready to move on. I'm gonna add in 3.5 cups of chicken broth, or you can use garlic broth. And I'm gonna spice it up with 1.5 teaspoons of Italian seasoning and 1 teaspoon each of onion powder, garlic powder, and black pepper. And now I'm gonna stir that all up in the pot. Make sure everything's combined, our broth, our chicken, our mushrooms, and our seasonings, and Worcestershire sauce, of course. Now we already focused on the cock-a-doodle part, now we want to focus on the noodles. I want to use a 12-ounce bag of wide egg noodles. That's what I prefer for this. I think it's the best. Now I want to add these right to the top of the pot, and I don't want to stir them. I simply want to smooth them down with a spatula, and it's okay if they're not going to be fully submerged in liquid. That's going to happen on its own. Now it's time to top us off with some veggies. I'm gonna add about 20 ounces of some frozen veggies. This is a frozen veggie mix. It usually has corn, carrots, peas, green beans, sometimes lima beans in there, but you can do whatever you really want. I'm gonna add that right to the top. I'm not gonna stir though. Again, I'm just gonna smooth this out, just like so. I mean, we have a pretty full pot right now, but we're gonna be perfect when we're all done. All right, let's get the lid on top. I'm gonna secure it, make sure that I'm in the sealing position. On some models, the lid will automatically do that for you. If not, you might have a little valve here, make sure that's in the sealing position. Okay, back to the control panel, let's switch gears, hit the cancel button, and then hit the pressure cook or manual button depending on your model. And I wanna go on this, guys, just for 2 minutes at high pressure. I adjust the time with the plus or minus buttons. If you wanna go down, you hit the minus. If you wanna go up, you hit the plus. Some models have a dial, you'll do it that way. And again, if your model has a start button, hit that. If not, otherwise it'll start on its own after a few moments of doing nothing at high pressure, of course, like all my recipes. And now that we're done pressure cooking, we're gonna allow a 10-minute natural release, meaning we're gonna do nothing for 10 minutes. This clock here is gonna begin to count up for the time elapsed since we finished the pressure cooking cycle. So once this reads 10, that's minutes on the right-hand side, that's hours on the left. We're not gonna go into hours, obviously. We'll finish it off with a quick release. Now these noodles are not gonna be mushy at all. They're gonna be perfect and nice and soft. They might lose a little bit of their ribbonness, like the curly part of it, but if you want them more al dente, just natural release for about 5 minutes instead of 10. All right, now that 10 minutes of a natural release have passed, it's time to get the rest of that steam out of there with a quick release. And once the pin is dropped, like it just did, that means it's safe to take the lid off the pot. All right, now I'm gonna give everything a stir. And you're gonna see that noodles will have cooked perfectly, and we're gonna get everything combined here. Look at how perfect. Love. Looking great. Okay, next step, we're gonna really flavor this up with some dairy. I'm gonna add in a cup of heavy cream or half and half, a quarter of a cup of ranch dressing. Use the actual dressing, not some sort of mix for this. Who doesn't love some ranch with their chicken? 2 cups or an 8-ounce pack of a shredded cheese of your choice. I like Colby Jack for this. A half a cup of a grated Parmesan cheese. 1 package of a spreadable herb cheese like Boursin or Alouette, or you can even make my own version of this, which I have a link to. And optionally, you can add about 1 to 2 tablespoons of your favorite hot sauce. I won't make things hot, there's a lot going on in there. It just adds a little bit of an extra oomph to it. Totally don't have to add it though. Okay, now comes the time to combine everything. Let's stir everything around in the pot. Make sure that all of our cheeses and dairy get melded with our noodles in there. And the heat of the pot as is will already melt everything. It's quite hot in there and everything's gonna come together beautifully. Look at already the consistency here. Thickening up to gloriousness. Really stir everything around. Make sure that you get any liquid from the bottom of the pot incorporated into the top where the thicker ingredients are. Now taste your dish. I personally feel like there's enough sodium in the dish between all the cheeses and the broth, but if you feel like it needs a little bit more, add about 1 teaspoon of seasoned salt, and if you want to add a little bit more to taste, feel free to do it. Just stir it in, give it a little taste, and that's totally your decision. You don't have to add this, I don't, but you can if you wish. Seasoned salt does do the trick. All right, and once I'm done stirring everything up, I'm gonna let this just rest for about 2 to 3 minutes or so, and it's all gonna come together perfectly. All right, and after a few moments of resting, I'm ready to serve this into a bowl. Woo! Here we go. There we go, right into a nice little bowl here. Look at this, guys. Comfort food in a bowl. Or a scroll, because it's like squared. Okay, and there we have it. Cock-A-Doodle Noodles. Let's stick a fork in it, because it's done. All right, friends, here's some Cock-A-Doodle Noodles. Let's give this a shot. Look at this. Look at how creamy this is. Oh, here we go. Oh, the only thing I have to say is Cock-A-Doodle Doo Noodles or Cock-A-Doodle Noodles. I don't know. I'm sorry. Did I blow out your eardrums? I didn't mean to. This is delicious. This could literally make the roosters crow or the hens cackle. It's comfort food in a bowl, is what it is. Picture a chicken noodle soup meets a chicken pot pie, and then they kind of turn into a pasta with each other. Like they dance in like the pasta sauces and just come together so beautifully in what we would call Cockadoodle Noodles or a chicken noodle casserole. Whatever you want to do if you want to be more serious about it. But the cheese factor, absolutely outrageously delicious. Hey Richard, you want to give my Cockadoodle Noodles a try? Hi there. Oh, you look great. You look, come on the camera, and here's my shadow on my face again. This is all about you. Take the center stage in the spotlight. Try some Cock-A-Doodle Noodles and tell me what you think.
Cock-A-Doodle Noodles?
Yes.
Do you expect me to crow when I'm done?
I don't know, if only if it comes out of your mouth that way.
That's very good. Sorry, I don't like the way I look chewing on your videos.
Welcome to my world. So what do you think of it? You think that's like a family-friendly type situation?
Yeah, it's like it's almost like a tuna casserole with chicken.
That's a very good way to put that. That's an excellent way to put that as I step back into the light. I know I need a better setup in here, but I keep it
reminds me of that movie, I Heart Huckabees, where they convinced Shania Twain that the whole joke is like she hates tuna salad and they feed her tuna salad and she thinks it's chicken salad or something.
Never saw it. Okay, you're enjoying it. He's enjoying it. The Cockadoodle Noodles. All right, good.
Cockadoodle Noodles.
Yeah, I think
it'll make you crow.
Well, did it make you?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a wolf. Okay, there we go. Very Peter Pan-like. This one might make Peter Pan grow up after all.
It's like the Arrested Development if I'm going to drop another one.
Oh, look at all these references. They're all right over my head. I don't watch these shows.
No one knows how to make a rooster sound on that.
Is that right?
Yes.
All right, well, feel free to steal that away and enjoy it for yourself. I'm schwitzing a little bit because I always do that as, you know, I'm running around the kitchen. Guys, if you enjoy this recipe, Banjo, do you want some too? Okay, you're not gonna get any, unfortunately, right now. Just chill, all right? Chill out, buddy. Guys, if you enjoy these videos, here, Banjo, you wanna get in the camera? Check out PressureLoveCooking.com. All my recipes live there, or many of them do. However, there are other recipes that are only exclusive to my, wait for it, #1 best-selling cookbooks. That's right, I wrote not one, but 2 cookbooks, and I actually have a 3rd on the way. I'm pregnant with another book. That one comes out in April of 2022. You have more decadent recipes, my original book, the orange step-by-step Instant Pot Cookbook, and lighter ones in the blue one, the lighter step-by-step Instant Pot Cookbook. Go to Facebook.com, like that page, give it a like or a paw or whatever, and that way you'll be able to follow me for any time a new recipe comes out. Like, hopefully you were just notified for. I'm not sure what these algorithms are like these days. Of course, at Pressure Love Cooking on my other handles like TikTok, Pinterest, Instagram, and YouTube, of course, where you're probably watching this. Again, guys, thank you for everything, and if you do take one bite of these noodles, I'm telling you, I've done it before, I'm gonna do it again. You're gonna go, wanna do it with me? Wanna do it with me? Cock-A-Doodle Doo! Yeah, he's looking at me like I'm crazy. And I am a little bit. Crazy for Cockadoodle Noodles! Here we go, one more time. Look at this. Home run for the entire family. Enjoy.